Sock.
New Vulcan
Eric
ball,
Roddy's
game 1.
side will be the first serving
Time in.
team over to Augie
0-0-2.
the lefty, and Joey Martinez Vich in the black shirt. Nice pull from Joey Martinez Vich going to the backhand volley of Jack Sock right to that left hip area.
We touched on it yesterday,
0-0-1.
but some of the shorter stature players here on tour still play some of the longest ball. Jaume not afraid to reach in and create some chaos with that backhand flick.
Point. One, 0-1.
Great sequence for Augie the lefty early. 2024 Major League Pickleball champion with the Dallas Flash. Ooh, that ball almost gobbled up in the middle. Two lefties, or two forehands rather, going for it.
1-0-2. Point.
And we see both partners giving each other the green light to attack.
Yeah.
Kind of setting the tone. Really good strategy for most teams right out the gate is just to show that you're willing to do it, whether you're fully committed or not.
Roddy pulls the trigger, and it works out. A little high, Augie was behind it. And a 2-point start
0-2-1.
for the opposing side.
Second serve.
And that's a little bit of the volatility. You don't quite see those patterns playing out in most of the men's doubles mains draws, right? It's drive drop. It's not continue to grip and rip from the baseline, because most teams would opt to respect the static position in the hands of the team in front of them.
Side out.
And they'll settle for one on their side. Side out, Augie and Joey Martinez Vich back to work.
2-1-1. Second serve.
And the athleticism appealing to the crowd of
2-1-2.
Jack Sock. Ooh,
point.
Sneaky, unintentional miss. Eric Roddy taking responsibility there. Jaume just kind of bunted it back.
3-1-2. Side out.
Jaume doing a great job initially to fill that center spot with the forehand there. Gets a good counter on it, but Roddy, really good job of getting that back to him.
1-3-1. Second serve. One, 3-2. Side out.
And right away, Joey Martinez Vich exposing his target, the backhand of Jack Sock.
3-1-1. Second serve. 3-1-2. Side out.
Both teams testing each other right now. Off the bounce is a little bit rare in men's. But I like the holds and kind of choosing some different spots there. But
Jack Sock
Second
welcoming
serve.
the opportunity to attack. Went right into the forehand, though, of Joey Martinez Vich.
1-3-2.
Perfectly countered. And that's the danger of Augie Ga on the right. Wields that positioning well. Look at the awareness. Heads up play. Carves it right back to the open alley.
Point.
The jack sock run around is tough. Very low margin when he pulls it off. Certainly a lot of flash and applause. But again, when you're going up against a 10 seed who plays so calculated and smart,
Point.
That's not one you can really choose to give away.
5-1-1.
The thing I like about Jaume and Augie is they certainly work together on their partnership. You know, in North Carolina, they had that great first run, but they continue to stick with it and continue to make other good runs into the quarters.
Point.
They just have more. They have kind of modern offense, but as soon as that offense is negated, they start to play fundamental, move the point, make balls, right? You know, they try to bring it with drives and hybrid stuff, but now it's progressed to the kitchen. Oh, come on, Augie. He can't hear us. He knows. He knows.
1-6-1.
He's one of those players that's not afraid to work really hard. Very humble.
Second serve.
I think both Jaume and Augie are kind of a good representation of what a quote-unquote overnight success looks like. Remember, Jaume jumped on the scene with that big singles final appearance against Ben. And Augie had that amazing start to the year last year with that win with Tyra in the desert. So, but they've been putting in the work far before that, and they just showed up to play.
I mean, the guy developed an app to enhance his hand speed and eye work.
6-1-1.
Started as the scorekeeper, scoreboard operator at the Arizona Pickleball League. Then realized he was pretty good enough to make the squad.
A Rudy story, almost. Shout out to the Arizona Pickleball League. Really great job of growing their kind of semi-pro and pro presence to be one of the bigger hubs in the country.
Nice ball, Jack Sock catching Augie Ga by surprise. Over on grandstand, Ben Johns and Andre Diescu debuting their partnership. 7-1 lead in the first. Great setup. Augie Ga earns the pop-up chance to close it. And Eric Roddy is clearly frustrated.
And Michelle, as everyone knows, you can catch that grandstand match on Pickleball TV with a replay. Absolutely. Or probably go to Tanner's YouTube and he's going to do an analysis of what it's like to play the #1 player in the world.
One. Point.
Heavy serve will do the trick for Sock and Roddy. Off of 1.
2-8-1. Point.
I'll click off the tape, and Jaume Martinez Vich.
3-8-1.
Super appreciative of the gesture.
Point.
And a little run here for Sock and Roddy. They needed something.
4-8-1.
Heavy rip
Point.
from a heavy serve. Jack Sock getting his side rolling.
Jaume telling Augie one more until we potentially take a timeout
5-8-1.
to stem the momentum.
There it is, through the middle. Eric
receiver,
Roddy
6-8-1.
hits the volley home, and the boys are back down by just 2 after trailing 8. Florida, Sock and Roddy on a run and on a heater at the moment, scoring the last 5 points, initiated by the serving
Time in.
of Jack Sock.
6-8-1.
And the
Point.
ball off the tape is not what Augie Gunn needed to get out of this sequence. And right back in it and a chance to tie it. Jack Sock and Eric Roddy.
7-8-1.
Whoo, what an angle.
Second serve.
Jaume.
Seven, 8-2.
Jaume again. Rom, Sock, and Roddy the chance to tie it.
8-7-1. Point.
Jack Sock takes a tag and looks
9-7-1.
to the crowd. Some sarcasm.
Second serve. Nine, 7-2. Point.
And that's
Game
where
point.
I just struggle. I struggle with Jack, to be honest, because Jaume's sitting right there. He's sitting right there taking balls out of the air, has shown he's got a
10-7-2.
backhand flick. You know what's going to happen even if you miss slightly high, right? And it's not there. And maybe someday he'll realize that.
Nice. Augie Gunn
game,
seals the
timeout,
deal at game point. Takes the first, 11-1. A quick pull down the line after so much dedication to the dink. Such a wise play for God. We'll be right back. Game 2 coming up next.
Time
The
in.
game plan assessments.
0-0-2.
Like if you are partnering with Augie Gunn, you want him to do a certain thing, i.e. the Dallas Flash situation with JW, he's going to do it.
Great point.
Side out.
Great point for sure. I like he kind of lulls you into making a dink, and as we saw there on game point, forehand up the line, held it, really
0-0-1.
made Jack pause, and you kind of lulls you into an opportunity for him to be aggressive.
It's patient. And maybe not
Second
the same
serve.
patience on the other side as you pointed out about Sock. And I'm curious for you to dive deeper into that point. What
0-0-2.
shots are available for Jack? What would you like to see him working more in the point after this?
I mean, it's a transition for almost every highly skilled athlete, whether they're coming from tennis and rackets or table tennis or something like that. Typically,
0-0-1.
it gets kind of shaken out of you that you can hit flashier winners in doubles pickle. You know, typically it's a hard lesson to learn, and it takes 3, 5, 10 tournaments against some of the best to do it. Roddy saying no, no.
Almost got the around the back to Jaume.
0-0-2. Point.
And every talented athlete, whether they have good hands, touch, footwork, it's just, do you want to win or do you want to feel good
1-0-2.
for 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to win, there's a way to do it by respecting kind of the physics of the court and the skills of the players across from you.
Point. Two, 0-2. Point.
Good cover there from Augie. Good spot from Jack, but Augie just too prepared to get that down on him.
Point.
Through the middle, and it's deep.
4-0-2. Point.
Notice how often Augie and Jaume are getting to the kitchen, right? They hit that nice drive with shape, good block, reset. It's almost bouncing every single time, and then boom, they're playing. Eric and Jack are long boys,
Point.
and they can't keep them from coming into the kitchen.
Timeout receiver, 6-0-2.
And an early timeout forced on the other side for Sock and Roddy. Here's an update from the draw. Fote and Lloyd taking out Pat Smith and Jay DeVilliers in 3. That's a big win for Todd Fote and Michael Lloyd. Your thoughts?
It is. Shout out to the Ranchers, Austin-based. That's a good quality win. I mean, Jay and Pat have played so much high-quality, high-level pickleball for the last 5+ years. That is a quality main draw win.
Wow, down the line, and it's clean. Good from Jaume Martinez Vich. He wields that backhand so well, especially off the bounce. But then he has the finesse, too, to your point. The drops are on point.
And it's look how simple the stroke is. It's like a slight kind of push, roll drop.
8-0-2.
Obviously, easier said than done, but the mechanics of all of their strokes, especially on the thirds, are pretty easy and pretty simple.
And
no crazy wrist flick, no trying to, like, you know, brush up the back of the ball too violently, just kind of pushing that from low to high, get a little bit of that top spin.
It was a silky drop from Augie Cub, but the follow-up shot, not so much. Great play by Jack Sock. Looking to avoid the pickleball back on their side.
0-9-1.
Ooh.
Point.
And they're on the board. Crowd likes it.
1-9-1. Second serve. 1-9-2. Side out. Nine, 1-1.
Eric Roddy on the attack.
Second serve. 9-1-2.
Augie too big in the middle with that forehand jumping in at the attack of Jack Sock. Match point.
Good. 10-1-2. Point game.
What are your hands, Augie? The final statement from Eric Roddy, and we agree.